All right, let's get to work. Look, we got another gap up in the market today, so it's going to be a lame day. I'm guessing it's going to be a lame day. You got another big spike in the market. These gap days make it a little bit tricky. We'll see what's going on. Look, a lot of the names are already starting to go. I mean, they're starting to go right now. That's what happens when you get a big gap in the market. They tend to be, you know, a little bit of the trickiest days to trade. So we'll have to just be kind of mindful of what's going down. Don't chase the market up. When you get a gap up in the market, let it come back. Test back to the 9 EMAs or do something like that, and we should be good to go. Man, I don't know what's with this market right now. It just doesn't seem to want to go down. It likes to gap up a lot, so we just got to do what we got to do. There's more than enough stocks to watch, though. There's a lot of earnings play. Earnings season's coming on in what? Earnings season starts like April 17th, right? So, you know, we'll have, at that point, we'll have more stocks to trade than we can even handle. So kind of take the lull. Sharpen your toolbox, right? Sharpen your sword a little bit. Get really good with your strategy because, I mean, in a couple of weeks, you're going to be margined out, balls out, all day, every day. Pun intended, brother. You know what I mean? So we'll go in and, you know, we'll take it easy for a little bit. Only a couple gappers on here. So this CNET looks okay. You know, it's starting to kind of come out of range here. The float on this is tiny, but man, I'm not trading this turd on a Friday. You know what happens when you lose on a Friday. This Trov looks okay too. You're starting to get a pre-market push on these things. The volume is good. It's about 1 million shares, so you want to see at least 1 million shares kind of coming in pre-market. I personally won't be trading it because I'm not a degenerate, but I understand why you would feel the need to do it. If it was Thursday, I think I would trade it though. So it looks okay. It's breaking back over the 200. This is a pump and dump stock, obviously, right? It just gets pumped and dumped. But if you're in the beginning versus the end, it's fine, right? As long as you're not the last one to the party, it's not a huge deal. You know, you got to do what you got to do on it. Dun, dun, dun. I would add this boot on the list too. It's kind of coming out of this flag pattern over here. It popped late in the day, and then now it's starting to kind of come out and trend out over here. This thing may take out all-time highs, and if it does that, then I think you're going to have a little bit of juice on this. It's not all-time highs, but I guess it is highest back to 2016, so it is pretty good. We definitely want to make sure that, you know, this one has the liquidity we need. I would think you need to see at least 500, 600,000 shares at the open before you want to fire it off. On the other side of things, look, there was a lot of these IPO stocks are like red hot right now. This mRNA is coming out of range right now, and it looks like it wants to kind of take out these highs over here. This one's got a lot of juice. The liquidity is just so-so, right? 1.7 million shares is not anything special, but it's liquid enough to kind of get in and out. It's more like, you know, it's going to be able to do the job. This Silk was an IPO stock that we were trading yesterday multiple times. This thing was awesome because it was just basically a buy and a dips kind of buying a dips trade. Like every time, this was the VWAP area over here. It doesn't show in the T2000 for some reason, but you know, anytime it was getting back to the VWAP, it was just getting accumulated and then pushed off, and then you got a nice kind of $4 end of day run. We'll watch this one for a day two. You know, you're already starting to see kind of peak a leak over here. That's what we want to see, right? Let this thing open up strong and set up. I think this one should have a chance. This one and mRNA are my two favorites. The IPO stocks, a lot of them like STNE have faded off, and so now there's kind of a rotation into these ones that are going to be pretty good. Add Lulu to the list too. So Lulu is breaking out. So you had like your all-time high breakout over here. So you can see here that kind of that 165. So you gapped up that day and you kind of came back down, tested that price support, and now like you see how you just kind of like rounding out, and then yesterday you had a nice push. Let's watch this one for dips, any type of dip intraday. Let's see if that trend holds. This one could also be one that, you know, if an ORB or something tried to set up, we may take a look at it. It does have enough range on it to look pretty good. I like this one a lot. So that mRNA and Silk are like really my favorites out of like the non-gappers. One thing to kind of keep an eye on, Software stocks and a lot of tech stocks got smoked out yesterday. You know, down 6%. Twilio was down. I mean, it's like 11 points, down 5%. We'll watch these things, see if there's a day two in them. To be honest, though, if you look back on the charts, anytime they've had big down days, they haven't followed through with a secondary one. Normally, like, you get a big down day on a stock, like, you would be going in and saying, okay, I'm going to go green to red or try to short this thing for the continuation. We haven't seen second day continuations on a lot of these names. Because the market's just been so strong, right? So a lot of times these things dump on some news and then they just get bought up the next day. So we'll have to be careful. I don't have a particular bias on it either way. A lot of them are on support, but they're also at the sweet spot where they could go green to red. So we'll have to keep an eye on them. What I do know is they got sick range. What we'll do is let the trend set on them, and then we'll hop in or out, long or short, depending on which way we see it, because they're both tweeners right now, and they're gonna have some opportunity because the range is really good on them. And so I would keep SQ, Twilio, Roku, and then this ZS was getting fucking smoked yesterday. This one is this one had really all the range on it. That's what you want to see, right? You want to be looking for trenders and stuff like that. It's I think this one has a chance. If it starts to open weak and it starts to ORB, you may see this thing maybe break down this 61 and start to fall down. So those are kind of the main watches. I would say out of all these gappers, these things are, I'd say these things are B minuses to C's. So I don't see any that's like an A plus, okay, this stock's breaking out the all-time highs. It's got volume. It's got the look. It's got the sector. It's got the juice. I'm not seeing any of those, so most likely, we'll just hang out and do what we got to do. Boom, 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 boom. Kyle, this AMD's you're too late for a swing now. That's the thing is, if you want to swing something, you got to get it where the inflection point of the pattern is. Probably about 25, 26 is the swing spot. So now you just got to wait, right? It's too late. You never want to hit something after 6, 7 green days. That's the surefire way of saying, right, I'm here for the gangbang, but I'm the last one in. Tag me in, right? We don't want to be that guy. You want to be the first one in, the second one in. That's when you're going to have a lot more range and ability. Good. Friday, guys, you know what we got to do. Trade well, trade fast. Don't make big mistakes, right? You always got another day to trade, but you don't want to make any mistakes on Friday and sit there thinking about it all weekend, crying yourself asleep. We all been there. We don't want to do it. Don't be a statistic. Trade well, make me proud. I'll see everybody. Oh, by the way, guys, we got the webinar, I believe, Sunday. So, I'll make sure to... Well, I think the link, where's the link on that bad boy? Hold on here. I think we got a webinar Sunday, so let me find you the link. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah. There it is. Here, I'll get the link for you guys. Cool. Let's go do what we got to do, peoples. Let's have a little fun. I'll be in the chat room.